Good morning and welcome back to the woods. Today's video, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to light a fire. I'm going to light the fire with a flint and steel, and I'm going to use what I call the Tinder cone method, which is basically a cone. On my way in, I gathered some bark. I'll manipulate the bark to make a cone. I'll place the tinder inside. I'll put the glowing ember, which will be charcloth, in there, and I will blow it to life. Then I will light the fire. Now, after that, I'm going to be talking about field sharpening, giving a quick demonstration with what I use how to sharpen a knife in the field. Well, if you watch one of my recent videos, you would have seen that I did this same firelay, but with a crisscross, and I did mention you could do it with a triangle. So I thought I'd do it with a triangle. The wood I split up, some of it is damp, the outer layer was damp, but the inner layer was dry. So the ones I put on the bottom are damp ones, and I'm going to keep adding to that when the fire's lit. And all the heat from the fire should dry them out and it should burn nicely. Well, now I'm going to make some scrapings. First of all, I'm going to take a bit off with the stick with a knife to get a nice flat surface. That's a nice big bundle of scrapings. I've got a piece of Japanese knotweed which I've cut into a little tube. Unfortunately, that was the size of the segments, so it's a bit small, but it'll do. I've snapped some bits off the bark to get it to just reasonably about the right size. So now I can put my tinder in there and then drop the coal in. Now when you're doing scrapings, the best way to do it is not to actually shave a piece off with a knife. It's to use the actual round of the wood because it will be flatter. But I had to do it because I'd scraped that log a while back on a knife test. But that is quite a nice bundle. I'd be very surprised if that doesn't go up. So earlier I cut some nice small twigs to go straight on top of this. Now the set I'm going to use today is not the one I've been using recently. I found this one, I forgot I had it, and in a little pouch, Journeyman, there's a plug for Brian, and in here I've got some denim, very thin denim, which I'm going to make some more charcloth with. I got a nice big lump of flint and the pièce de résistance. I've got a dragon fire steel, and my friend Steve Amos gave me that a few years back, and it's a nice one. Look at that. How's that for a bit of flashness? Very nice. And I've got in here a pocket from an old pair of jeans with a nice big lump of charcloth. Right, now I'm going to make a quick little feather stick, nothing flashy, just something I can put on top of this bundle of tinder just to make the flame a bit bigger. So not my usual flashy feather sticks, just a really quick, rough feather stick, because I don't actually want really fine curls on this one. I want this one to make flame, big flame, rather than just, you know, catch tiny little sparks from a ferro rod. So yeah, and the wood is just a bit on the turn, so it's not really good for feather sticks anyway, but it was just a bit of scrap that was leaning against the tree. Right, let's get this going then. Oh, and I have filled my pot ready to get on there to have a nice quick brew. Well, I didn't really need to make all them scrapings because that went up really easy. Nice. And if that doesn't dry them sticks out, nothing will. Pot on. That didn't take long to boil. Well, I'll just discuss this firelay. It did the job. It definitely dried the wood out, but when it collapsed, it was a mess. And it was quite fiddly to get it back going again. So the validity of this firelay, I don't know. I think that the crisscross one definitely worked better, because when it collapsed in, it was a lot easier than when the triangle collapsed in. I'm going to try something else another day. I'm going to try a crisscross, but instead of doing a square one, doing an oblong one. I think that may work better. It's burning fine now. It's a little bit on the smoky side, but some of that wet stuff has actually gone on, dried out and gone on. So yes, it definitely worked. It pumped up a lot of heat at the beginning, and I think that is a lot of that is down to the fact I used beech twigs, which burn real hot. So will I use that again? I doubt it. I'm getting smoked out now. I need to give it a waft. Yes, I don't think I'll use it again, but it's good to experiment. The MORS KOCHANSKI simple method of charcloth preparation. 100% cotton, very thin denim. 2 slabs. I'm not going to use the fire because I put it out because it was getting really smoky. I'll leave it 5 minutes. Let's have a look at this. No, it's cold to the touch. Let's get the kit out. Now, do remember it burning a lot better with MORS. Perhaps that's just because he was the ultimate. Unfortunately, I am not him, and I am not fit to wipe his boots. Oh, perfect. Shit, burning quick. So there we are. MORS' quick method of making charcloth. Obviously it didn't burn completely like if you put it in a tin, but it works. And it's getting hot. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, and I certainly appreciate a thumbs up. Until the next time, ta-ra.